I'm Oliver Rennick.
I'm Victor Jones.
I'm Kevin Hinks.
I'm showing on the screen here right now the NASDAQ, the ES, the Dow, the Russell.
You can see the pop right there overnight.
This stock, best performing stock in the Dow. It's up 70%.
As an investor, you need to think about how this affects the overall business strategy.
People miss the boat in that they don't have a plan when they get in, and when the stock goes against them, they panic.
Think about the duration of whatever you are investing in.
We're going to look at the company profile on the mobile device.
If we can start to make it easier for our clients to work with us through modern technology, modern tools, and greater degree of investor education,
Yep.
then that'll be a source of growth.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. We're coming at you live from NAB 2018, and we are at the wonderful and beautiful Live View booth right here in Central Hall, which is located in the Las Vegas Convention Center. We are doing new interviews every 15 minutes. We started at 9 o'clock today. We're going strong. The amazing thing, and this is the first time, I shouldn't say this, but this is the first time in 8 years that I've been doing our NAB broadcast that every single person has shown up. It's highly unusual to do 15 interviews, an interview every 15 minutes, and do this for 3 or 4 days and have every single person show up. So that's pretty cool. And we've also had a lot of surprises. We've had several presidents show up, so that's pretty cool too. So now I am here with Catherine Ryan, and she is with a company called Ameritrade, and you just saw their wonderful video. So Catherine, thank you so much for joining us. My name is Don Bain. Welcome on the Gadget Professor Show. Thank you for showing up.
Of course, welcome. Thank you for having me.
Hey, it's my pleasure. So what can you tell us about Ameritrade? I've heard of them.
Yes, actually, TD Ameritrade. I hope you have an account.
Yeah, you want?
Oh, I said actually TD Ameritrade. I hope you have an account.
I can't comment on my personal life, but I might have one.
Okay. So TD Ameritrade Network.
Am I getting 1,000 bonus points after this?
Free trades. Free trades.
Free trades. Okay.
So TD Ameritrade Network is an OTT network.
Right.
We are an affiliate of TD Ameritrade, the broker-dealer.
Right.
We started on this journey about a year ago. One of the things that we learned is that clients who are more engaged, trade more, who seek out education, open more accounts or deposit more funds. And ultimately, they are in a better position in their life when they have education. So we set out to set up a way to bring education and knowledge, market commentary to our clients, and that's how we came to the solution of an OTT network. Now, about a year ago is actually the first time I met the Live View folks here at the booth.
Right.
Learned what a Live View unit was.
Right, right.
And now we have, I believe, 9 different Live View units up and we're using. And the best part about it is we have one studio that is located in our Chicago office.
Right.
Stop by if you're ever in town.
I will
Be
do
on the
that.
show.
I like Chicago.
We'd love to have you. We have been able to sort of expand without building new studios. So we have a Live View box at the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, at the NASDAQ at 4 Times Square, Chicago Board Options Exchange, and our headquarters in the Omaha office, and then we also have an office in the Jersey City. There are Live View units on their way to our Singapore and Hong Kong office as well.
Wow.
So it's allowed us to expand, but at a reasonable cost, and it also adds a lot of texture. It adds a lot of depth and diversity to our programs every day.
Oh, absolutely.
You don't want to listen to the same guy talk every day, but
Right.
We also, the exchanges love it. They are able to have other folks on our network.
Well, it's the whole Live View story that they allow you to do pretty much be on the internet streaming instantly. We just had a gentleman prior to you coming here that just took his laptop out. We pulled out a solo unit, plugged him in. Literally within less than a minute, we had another line in, if you will, feeding back to the studio in Scottsdale, all because of the solo unit.
Yeah, next year when I'm here, I'm going to ask you if we can do that too.
You betcha.
Just kidding.
Absolutely.
The great thing for us too is not only do we have the TD Ameritrade Network site, but we're also able to broadcast to our clients right here through our Thinkorswim TD Ameritrade app.
Oh, okay.
So here's actually our show live right now.
Oh, that's excellent. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, we are live 9 hours a day from 7
Okay.
a.m. to 4 p.m. Central, and this is using the Live View units. So
Really? And where could people see that? What's the URL?
TDAmeritradenetwork.com, and then if you're a TD Ameritrade client, you're going to want to check it out in the Thinkorswim mobile app, the Thinkorswim desktop app, as well as on what's called our grid site or TDAmeritrade.com.
Excellent, excellent. And you're using the solo unit to create that?
Yes, we've got several of them. We're around the world. We're
That's
all
awesome.
around the world.
That's awesome. It's such a cool piece of equipment, and it just works. It
Very
just works.
reliable, very safe, and I'm sure many folks who are here at this conference or go through this experience is that sometimes getting through your technology and your security risk management departments and understand.
Oh yeah, especially with what you do.
Yes, and especially what's going on in the news these days, right? Making sure you have a secure application, secure platform, secure tools. It's financial information. It's client's personal information. So we also want it to be reliable. You know, when the market's open, we want to be open. Sometimes there's other technologies where our guests will cut in and out. That hurts the overall production of the platform or the show. So we haven't had those issues with LiveView.
Speaking of the market, it's been going pretty crazy lately.
It's been a little volatile, yes.
A little, huh?
Well,
I didn't look at it today.
Well, I would say if you were looking at it today, the data or the market numbers would give us some leading indicators that it would be a steady open.
Okay.
But some folks you may know were on Twitter early this morning around 6:30 that may have.
Yep. Yeah, let's not go there.
Yeah, well, that's a different TV show. But
yes,
yes, it has been volatile. But again, this is what's so great about TD Ameritrade Network is that we're connecting with our clients every day and walking them through this, breaking down the information into bite-sized pieces, in digestible pieces that make sense. There's a lot of big media production networks that are out there that are very high level and have a lot of the political noise in their shows. We do not. We try and focus on the news. Now, political events may affect the market, and then we discuss that, the market moves, but we are pure market commentary, market education.
And what's nice about that, interestingly enough, now that you know a little bit about the technology behind it, you know, the ability to use those LiveView solo units really let you be spontaneous and respond instantly,
Exactly.
literally instantly, to what changes or what events are occurring, whether it's news, national events or worldwide events that are having an impact on a particular stock or trade or whatever. You can get to that information instantly because of LiveView.
It allows us to get to our, our market experts as well, because as we all know, we all travel, we all have different jobs, so they're not always in the studio with us. JJ Kinahan, who you often see on CNBC a lot, is our chief option strategist. He's in DC a lot. He's in New York. This allows us to follow him and sort of not.
Now, do they bring their own units with them? I'm just curious. Do they have their own media pack, or does a media group follow them or person? I'm just curious.
We have started exploring the media pack things, but luckily he's always within distance of a studio that we have a unit.
I've always wondered about that.
Well, because then I'd have to send staff, right? So the great news is like if I put a LiveView in somebody else's studio, the staff is already there.
Yeah. No question about it.
So it works out well for us.
That's great. That's great. And what a good use of what a good marriage of the technology and also the science of what Ameritrade does.
And I would say a year ago when I was here and we were starting this venture, I didn't even understand sort of what we were necessarily getting our feet, getting into. But I think coming to NAB is so valuable. It's like one-stop shopping. You can look around, compare different units, test. Actually try the technology, and I think meeting other people that using it, like your show here, is what's valuable too.
Right, interesting.
You're just not sure. There's a lot out there. I mean, look at how large this conference is.
Oh my God, yeah. You could spend the full week here and not even scratch the surface.
Yes, I agree. And I brought up, we went with a divide and conquer sort of plan this time. Multiple people we had certain topics that we want to cover. I worked with the existing vendors, other people. Although someone came back yesterday and said they wanted to jib, and I said, I don't think that's going to happen. We just don't have room in the studio. But it shows really well at the conference. Yeah. So it's been worthwhile experience.
So you're very technologically savvy, if you will, and you almost have to be in your business.
Yeah, I would say I'm a generalized specialist. I'm, I know enough to be dangerous. But when it comes to getting into I have a great team, and we have a team of 35 people in our media productions company. Our engineer, Sean, I'm sure he's trying to buy the media packs right now. He is the one that is involved every day with LiveView, but it is a team effort, a collective effort, and then we get a lot of executive support from the broker-dealer.
Now, how long have you been doing this?
TV? Probably about a year. I would say is our 1 year anniversary.
Very, very good. And what's your background, if I may ask? The reason I ask that is because I have a lot of people that watch my show that are young, which is a good thing. And they always ask me questions like, you know, well, how do I get into that business? What do I do? You know, especially women, you know, this, what should I study in school? What should I study in college? And I'm always interested in, you know, someone like yourself who's obviously quite successful and technical too.
Oh, well, thank you. Someday I have good days and not so great technology days. But so I originally started as a clerk on the Chicago Board Options Exchange floor. And that was actually in 2001,
Right.
a few months right before 9/11. And I was able to learn about the trading business and sort of grew up with a group of gentlemen that now also work at TD Ameritrade with us.
Right.
Focused a lot on the operations and working with the exchanges, order routing. Then did sort of a rotation in technology. I myself cannot write code, but
That's okay.
right.
You don't need to. That's the beauty
Right.
of the
I
technology.
enjoy more the
today.
product side, the developing, the operations.
Right.
And then this opportunity came up about a year ago, and said it's a great marriage of content, technology, and TV. And I think one of the things at TD Ameritrade we admitted right away is we don't know how to do TV, so we should hire some really smart people to help us do that. And that's where we learned about Broadcast Management Group, Todd Mason, who eventually introduced us to LiveView,
Sure.
and also to Verizon, who is here. So we asked for help. And now we're at this stage a year later where we have 9 hours of live content
That's
on our
awesome.
mobile devices, on our website, for our clients.
Excellent. And it's it's good. The end result is good for the customers too and the consumers,
Yes.
because, as I said, the ability that you have to hop on a scene, hop on a news report, whatever the case may be, to react quickly via the LiveView
Exactly.
technology helps me as an investor and as a consumer, because I know the information is up to date, and bam, this allows you to get on the air like boom.
Right, it's relevant. And I think too, the best part is even though we're all in our hotel rooms here in Vegas, you have a giant TV. I didn't have to turn on the giant TV and try and fumble out and figure the channels. I knew it was on my phone. I knew the
Right.
website, and I knew I was going to be able to watch, no problem. So
That's great.
But I think the biggest thing is we're able to go to all these different locations without investing in additional studios. There's a lot of studios out there, and there's a lot of people who would love to be on TV. So using the LiveView unit boxes in these other locations is
It
really
definitely saves
beneficial.
you time and money, and the reliability factor is absolutely there. We've been streaming now for 3 days nonstop. We haven't even turned the units off. They've just been going constantly.
Well, it's snowing in Chicago, and I saw the guys in Scottsdale. Those are the guys who really got it figured out. I feel like they're winning, right? I have to get on a flight and go back to Chicago. I think it's still 35 there, so.
Yeah, well, it's definitely heating up in Scottsdale. It was in the 90s when I left, and it gets pretty hot pretty quick there.
I haven't seen 90s since, I think, August.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
come to Scottsdale. Well,
Thank you so much for having
it
me.
was
I
my
appreciate
pleasure,
it.
Catherine. You're welcome anytime, and hopefully we'll see you soon, and I wish you the very best of luck, and hopefully we'll
Thanks.
chat again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
This is Catherine Ryan, and she is with a company called Ameritrade. This is Don Bain, the Gadget Professor. We'll be right back after this word from our sponsors.